What's up, horror enthusiasts? You know that spine-chilling feeling you get when you hear a creepy story? Now imagine stepping into a real-life horror story. Yep, no joke. Around the world, there are places so unsettling. You'd think they're straight out of a horror movie. Let's dive into the top 5 most horrible places on Earth. That'll haunt your dreams. Buckle up, it's about to get spooky. 5. The Aokigahara Forest, Japan's suicide forest. Let's kick things off with a place that's not just creepy, but downright heartbreaking. Nestled at the base of Mount Fuji, Aokigahara looks like your average lush forest. This dense, eerie woodland is known as the Suicide Forest. And yeah, it's as heavy as it sounds. People say the forest is cursed. Compasses go haywire, phones lose signal, and the silence is deafening-like. You can hear your heartbeat kind of quiet. Over the years, hundreds of people have come here to end their lives. Some say they feel a dark energy pulling them in. If you're brave enough to visit, you'll see ribbons tied to trees, left by visitors trying not to get lost. But you might also stumble upon abandoned belongings, or worse. Don't say we didn't warn you.
For the Island of Dolls, Mexico. This one is straight up nightmare fuel. Ever thought dolls were creepy? Now picture an island filled with hundreds of them, hanging from trees covered in dirt and spider webs, with their lifeless eyes staring back at you. Yep, welcome to La Isla de las Muñecas Island of Dolls, located in the canals of Xochimilco, Mexico. The story goes that a man named Don Santana found a drowned girl near his island. Not long after, he found a doll floating in the water and hung it on a tree as a sort of tribute. But then he started finding more dolls and believed they were haunted by the girl's spirit. Fast forward years later, and the entire island is covered in dolls of all shapes and sizes. Some have missing limbs, others are headless. People claim they've seen the doll's eyes move or heard whispers in the wind. If that doesn't give you chills, I don't know what will. 3. Pripyat, Ukraine's ghost city. You've probably heard of Chernobyl, right? The place where the worst nuclear disaster in history happened in 1986. Well, Pripyat is the abandoned town closest to the site. Once a thriving community of 50,000 people. It was evacuated overnight after the explosion. Now, it's a frozen in-time ghost town. And honestly, it's creepy as heck. Picture this: schools with textbooks still on desks, a Ferris wheel that never got to spin, and apartments where plants are growing through the walls. The air is heavy with a sense of loss, and the radiation levels still high. Tourists can visit certain parts with a guide, but don't touch anything, and definitely don't stay too long. The eerie silence of Pripyat, mixed with the decaying buildings, makes it one of the most unsettling places you'll ever see. 2. Catacombs of Paris, France. All right, now we're heading underground, and it's not for the faint of heart. Beneath the bustling streets of Paris lies a labyrinth of tunnels filled with bones. Yup, millions of them. When the city ran out of burial space, dig up old cemeteries and stack the bones underground. Romantic, right? Walking through the catacombs feels like stepping into a horror movie. The walls are lined with neatly arranged skulls and femurs, and the dim lighting just adds to the creep factor. Some parts of the tunnels are open to tourists, but others are totally off limits. And here's the kicker: people say it's super easy to get lost down there. There are even stories of explorers who never made it out. Spooky or what?
The Gates of Hell, Turkmenistan. Topping our list is a place that looks like it was designed by the devil himself. Welcome to the Darvasa gas crater, aka the Gates of Hell. This giant fiery pit is smack dab in the middle of the Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan. It's been burning non-stop for over 50 years. Back in 1971, geologists accidentally created this horror show while drilling for natural gas. The ground collapsed, revealing a massive crater filled with toxic gas. To stop it from spreading, they set it on fire, thinking it would burn out in a few days. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Today, the crater is a glowing inferno, about 230 feet wide and 100 feet deep. It's mesmerizing and terrifying at the same time. The heat is intense, and the flames look like they're straight out of a fantasy novel. If there's ever a portal to another dimension, this could be it. Would you visit any of these spots, or is just hearing about them enough to keep you up at night? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to share this with your horror-loving friends. Stay spooky, folks.